Good afternoon, as it is for me, and welcome to this Get Ready With Me. So today is Mother's Day, it's Sunday. I have had my daughter all morning and we've been to gymnastics and done lots of fun, and she's just gone to her dad's. So it is time for me to put on some makeup and get out of the house for a drink. That's my plan. So far I have looked like this all day. I'm completely makeupless because I don't think you need to make too much effort for gymnastics. Although I would argue if you want to feel better about yourself, put some makeup on before you go. But it's fine, I've got used to that. So far, all I have done is wipe my face with these simple face wipes, and then I always put on some of this. This is the Elemis, I don't know how we say it, superfood, and it's like it's called a day cream, kind of like a cleanser moisturizer type thing that you just leave on. It soaks right in. It smells gorgeous. It's so nice. So usually if I was putting makeup on in the morning, I'd put some of this on, come and do my teeth, and then while it soaks in, and then I will put the rest of my makeup on. So I just kind of use this as a base. Other than that, I would put a primer on, but I've never found one that's amazing, so just any old primer is what I would use. How I usually start with my makeup is with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I have it in bone colour, which is one W1. Oh, it's very reflective because I'm very pale. I do like foundation because you can't tell right now, but even though I'm pale, I get really red across here and a very red nose. I don't know why. It's worse in situations where I am nervous or on edge, or if I have a drink, an alcoholic drink, red. Let me know if you're the same. So I store this upside down because there's not much left in it. So I'm literally going to dip some on my basic number 7 brush. I rarely use this end, to be honest. Bear in mind with this video that time is tight, so this is a basic makeup routine. So I would pop some on the kind of red areas. I'm going to look at my mirror while I'm doing this so it doesn't go horribly wrong. And I wouldn't put on any more than this. In fact, I might take some of this off. I'm going to go up to my forehead. I've just put a little hairband in just to get my hair out of the way. And I would work a bit harder around my eyes, but I still don't flip to the other end of the brush. I could do, but this has the same effect, so it's fine. Because have we all, or is it just me, got these dark eyes underneath our eyes? It gets very dark. And then I would make sure it was more heavily applied over those areas that get really red. I know people use sponges and all sorts, but I'm literally just use a brush, make sure there's no lines. I don't really bother with eyelids because I'm going to put something else on those. So there we go, I feel a little bit more confident now, and at the end of the day that's what it's all about. I worry sometimes that I've got too yellow a shade, but it doesn't get any paler than that, and I think it's all right when I'm done. So usually then, because this leaves me quite shiny, it is described, it's just described as stay in place makeup. I'm sure I read somewhere that it's supposed to be matte, but I feel quite shiny. So I just put a bit of powder, any old powder. This one is it's called Natural Finish PS Pro, which I'm guessing is a very basic brand from somewhere like Body Care or the supermarket. And I just put a little bit over the bits I don't particularly want to be shiny, like the end of my nose. We all have those body parts we don't like, don't we? And my nose is one of mine. It's just, you can't really tell, but it's got quite a lump in it there, and it just makes me a bit self-conscious, so I certainly don't want it to be emphasised in any way. So after I've put a bit of powder on a day where I have just another few seconds, I would probably put on some of my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Now I actually have the brush that goes with it, and this is such fun, this brush. I love it because it does that. I mean, it's just fun. So I alternate between this and the blush because it just kind of depends what I feel like that day. But I just put a little bit on, just cheekbones. Literally, that is all I do. I don't want to be glowing. I'm not going to a nightclub, but it's nice to have a little bit of shape around the face, I think. So it also makes me not completely ghost-like. Following on from that, I want to emphasize my eyebrows a little bit. So all I have is an eyebrow pencil, a black one, and I'm just going to put on a little bit over the top. I'm not one of those people that has mega defined eyebrows. At least you can see it now. This one's a tricky one because I had stitches in it, in the skin under it when I was a kid, and there's still a scar there. The hair doesn't really grow through the scar, so it's not easy. I tend to just take the first sort of harsh bit off with my finger, and then I do find it makes a difference to give them a bit of a kind of comb. So happy with that. It looks kind of weird now, but it won't when the eyes are done. Again, my trusty Charlotte Tilbury, try saying that after a drink, eyeshadow palette. This one is the Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize, and it's really lovely. Although having said that, there are only some shades on there I use. So it's all these shades. They're all very beigey browny shades. I probably would go with a sort of darker pink that I'm gonna do sort of in my eye socket. It looks quite scary at the moment, but it won't last. Or will it? Because I really like that look when you go right into the sockets. Put a bit on here as well. Don't worry, I promise it'll all work out. I'm 36, I've been doing this a long time. Though I think age is telling me to be less and less bothered about what I look like to other people, but see what I feel happy with, and I think that's good. I only ever really use like a thumb or a finger to get off any excess, and then I'd go for a slightly lighter shade to do this bit here. I had a tip once about how it's a good idea to put, like, if you've got like an almost white or a very cream colour, to put that sort of here on the inside of your eyes and just a bit there, and it really does make your eyes go pop. I haven't got that kind of colour on here, but if I did, that might be what I'd do. So put like another pinky one on there. So what I would now do at this point is literally blend it together a bit more. You can use a brush. I think I put a bit too much on, so I'm going to use a finger so I can get some off. These cameras are not very forgiving. It actually looks better in real life, but at least I'm looking a bit more awake. Okay, next. This one is like a sample size because it came from Charlotte Tilbury as one of those free sampley things that you can get if you spend so much, and it's the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes, but I really like it. I don't normally like them with this kind of brush, you know, like the comb brush. Actually, I'm getting on really well with it. I normally have the Charlotte Tilbury full fat lashes because it's got the kind of brush I like, more like your traditional brush, but I am getting on really well with this, so I'll try and put this on without poking myself in the eye. I used to go full on with eyeliner, and probably if I was doing like big party eyewear and going on a night out, which I can't imagine doing because that just doesn't happen now, I probably would put eyeliner on, but I can never find an eyeliner that stays completely in place, and I usually end up with a line of it like over here, so I feel a bit self-conscious the whole time. And I think if you whack enough mascara on, you probably don't need it. I used to get my eyelashes done, individual lashes put on, I say used to, I did it during maternity leave, which was COVID times. Mainly because I got to lie down for an hour, I think, while somebody did it. But first of all, my husband, who is now not my husband, said that I look like a drag queen with them and was not a fan. So I always felt a bit like embarrassed in front of him. Pretty much every time I looked at him. Use a wipe to get that off. And then I'll pick up my foundation brush just in case I've got rid of any, patch it up, have another go. And also, yeah, they needed redoing. They look really weird when they started falling out, and they needed redoing like every 3 weeks, really. Probably even more than that, but I would go every 3 weeks. And that's expensive, and it's a lot of time and a lot of appointments. And it just didn't end up being worth it because I never really saw anyone anyway. But I did enjoy the fact that when you wake up in the morning, it looked like you'd essentially done your makeup, because if your eyes are done and awake, that can really help, can't it? So I find. Okay, eyeshadow's done, that's done, that's done, that's done. Lips are all I would continue to do now. So I've got a Lip Cheat lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury. This one is a Pillow Talk one. I like Pillow Talk, and it goes with the Lippy, which is exactly the same one. I think Pillow Talk is probably the most popular Charlotte Tilbury one because it's just a real good everyday one. So I'll go around the edge. I was watching someone do this the other day, and she completely covered her whole lips with the liner, and I thought, oh, okay, fair enough. Never occurred to me to do that. I don't see the point if you've got the lipstick, really. And then I'll add that on. That is as much effort as I will go to today. So I'll take my hairband out, fluff my hair down a bit, try and make myself presentable. And that is enough for me to feel a bit more confident for the rest of the day. I do definitely recommend Charlotte Tilbury. It is really good quality. You get what you pay for, and you don't have to buy it. It's a good thing to ask for presents and things like that. But it is Mother's Day, so if you watch this today, might be worth a look at the website and treat yourself, because I bet you deserve it. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.